Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into an ancient story that has a message that feels, well, incredibly relevant for right now. It's all about facing that feeling of impossible pressure and learning what it really means to trust when everything is on the line. Let's get into it.
You know that feeling, right? That constant heavy weight on your shoulders to provide, whether it's money, emotional support, or just being there for everyone. It can be completely overwhelming. And that feeling, that exact pressure point, is what we're going to explore today through the incredible story of Abraham.
So, that brings us right into our first section, a test of trust. Because, as we're about to see, the real test often doesn't show up in the middle of a loud storm, but in the quiet. The unnerving silence before anything happens at all.
You know, it's kind of funny. Our trust isn't really tested when things are going great, is it? It's tested in that silence. Those moments when you're praying, you're working, you're trying so hard, and it feels like you're getting absolutely nothing back. This idea here suggests that silence isn't abandonment. It might actually be a form of protection, a covering while things are getting sorted out behind the scenes for you.
And that whole idea of a silent covering is just perfectly laid out in the story of Abraham. So let's join him as he starts this journey toward his greatest test, what we're calling the moment on the mountain. So the story kicks off with a command that is just unimaginable. Abraham is asked to sacrifice his son, Isaac, his long-awaited son, the son he deeply loves, the one who represents the entire promise he was given. I mean, the emotional weight of that is just immense. For 3 straight days, Abraham travels to the mountain. Can you just imagine the silence on that trip? The internal war raging inside him, the questions, the fear. And yet the text tells us he just gets up early and goes. It's this act of quiet, gut-wrenching obedience that's just staggering. So he finally gets to the place. He builds the altar. He ties up his own son. At this point, Abraham has run out of options. There are no more alternatives. He has walked as far as he can walk. He has done everything he can possibly do. He is at the absolute end of his own strength and his own control. Okay, this right here, this is the crucial moment. You have to see this sequence. The surrender comes first. Abraham raises the knife, which is this powerful physical symbol of him completely letting go. Then comes the action, him following through. And it's only after that total surrender, at the very last possible second, that the provision, a ram caught in a bush, appears. The help didn't show up before the test. It showed up at the absolute peak of his trust. So this incredible, tense moment on the mountain, it's so much more than just a last-minute rescue. It's a huge turning point that reveals a deep, profound truth. And it's all wrapped up in a new name, Jehovah Jireh, the reveal. He actually names the physical place to remember what happened. It's not just a mountain anymore, it's a landmark of faith. The Lord will provide. And it becomes this saying, this piece of wisdom passed down for generations. The place of your biggest test will also be the place of your greatest provision. And this is where we get the true, mind-blowing meaning of Jehovah Jireh. It doesn't just mean the Lord will provide, as in sometime in the future. The original language has this idea of seeing beforehand. So it really means the Lord is the one who has already seen your need and already arranged for the provision before you even took the first step up your mountain. The ram was already there, waiting. So how does this ancient story from some dusty mountaintop connect with our lives today, especially when it comes to our families? Well, when the pressure is on, money's tight, the future feels scary, we have a choice. We can react in fear, which usually looks like panicking and complaining, or we can respond with faith, which looks more like prayer and something called consecration. That's just intentionally setting the problem aside and handing it over. But here's the really important part. Our kids, our partners, our friends, they're watching us. How we respond teaches them way more about trust than any lecture ever could. So you see, this isn't just Abraham's story for us to admire from a distance. It's an invitation for us. This is your turn to trust, and here's a really practical way you can start to apply this yourself. Let's make this really personal for a second. Just take a moment and honestly ask yourself this question. Where are you trusting your own effort more than God's provision? Is it your career, your bank account, your kids' future? What's that one area where you are holding on with a white-knuckle grip, relying only on your own strength and your own strategies? To find your own mountain, you can actually follow these simple steps. First, just identify it. Name that specific area of pressure. Be real about it. Second, acknowledge your limits. Admit that you've reached the end of your rope, just like Abraham did at the altar. Third, articulate your trust. Say it out loud, write it down, whatever you need to do. And finally, number 4, start to watch. Keep your eyes open for that unexpected provision, your own ram in the thicket.
And we'll end on this. What would actually change if today you decided to symbolically raise the knife over that one area you're clinging to so tightly? What kind of freedom might you find, not in getting the answer right away, but in the simple, powerful act of letting go and trusting that the provision has already been seen?